Water is crucial for our well-being as it can prevent severe illnesses. However, is it accurate to say that all water is the same? Nephrologist Dr. Stefano Chiaramonte discloses the mysteries of this invaluable substance, shedding light on its variances. Let's talk about the body composition of water.
Water is an essential component of the human body, constituting approximately 60% of our total body composition. This vital resource is distributed throughout our system, primarily residing within our cells. Known as intracellular water, it plays a crucial role in various biological functions. Approximately 60% of water is found inside cells, while the remaining 40% is located in the extracellular space outside the cells. Out of this water, approximately 1/5 circulates within the body in the form of blood. This water not is sequestered in the various compartments because there is a continuous rebalancing. In fact, there are forces that retain water in each of these compartments. In regards to specifying, potassium salts have the ability to retain water inside the cells. Conversely, sodium salts regulate the movement of water from the inside to the outside of the cells, resulting in the creation of the crucial extracellular fluid. While on the other hand, water is retained within the circulatory stream by the proteins circulating in the blood. So the variable of these three components influences the movement of a share of water from one sector to another. And this is very important because the balance of the body is based precisely on an equal distribution of fluids, which means distribution of masses. The distribution of water in the body can be regulated by various factors such as hormonal activity, medications, physical movement, heart function, and kidney performance. It is crucial to note that water is not only influenced by these components, but also influences them, ultimately becoming an essential element in maintaining bodily equilibrium.
Are there any specific body parts that require a substantial amount of water intake?
Let's say the two organs that basically regulate the balance and distribution of water are the heart and the kidneys. The reason the heart is so important is because it pumps blood, which in turn carries a significant amount of water to all parts of the body. In order for the heart to function properly, it requires a sufficient amount of blood flow and also needs the extracellular space to be properly filled. The kidney serves as a vital organ in the human body, performing two crucial functions, calculating and regulating the body's fluid balance. Just like an accountant manages financial balance sheets, the kidney takes charge of the overall water balance through renal filtration. It is astonishing to note that approximately 180 liters of blood are filtered by the kidney on a daily basis. Following this filtration process, around 180 liters of pre-urine are produced, with the majority of it, around 98 to 99%, being reabsorbed within the kidney itself. Consequently, only about 1 to 2 liters of urine are expelled from the body each day. The kidney plays a significant role in establishing the body's water balance and is influenced by various factors, including hormones and medications. Furthermore, the functioning of the kidney is intricately related to the dynamics of the heart, resulting in a complex interplay among multiple organs.
How many liters of water does our body need, and how many in summer?
We should always bear in mind that water is an essential component and serves as the primary medium for numerous chemical reactions occurring within our bodies. It is crucial to consider that the quantity of water required for intake and excretion in the form of urine is not fixed, as it is determined by both the physiological characteristics and the clinical condition of the individual. The volume of water needed depends on the specific needs of each person. Certainly, during this particular period, the conditions in the field undergo significant changes, due to the process of water evaporation through sweat, which actively regulates our body temperature. Consequently, the loss of water through sweating serves as one of our key protective measures against the impact of heat. It is important to note that the discussion presented here can vary from person to person and is especially influenced by the surrounding environment. Those who work outdoors in the scorching temperatures of these days, in the sun, perhaps in the wind in certain areas, have significantly more water loss than those who live indoors, perhaps refrigerated. Then there are also different situations for different people to consider. Imagine that the water proportion of a small child is definitely different from the body proportion of a woman who is pregnant and from the body proportion of an elderly person. Fluid balance and maintaining adequate hydration is crucial in different scenarios, including pregnancy, elderly individuals, and children. In particular, the elderly and children have slightly higher fluid requirements compared to the average person. Proactively evaluating fluid balance and replenishing losses is essential to ensure sufficient hydration for these age groups. We believe that the Eternal Father blessed us with a natural thirst mechanism. This mechanism, physiological in nature, activates various mechanisms within the kidneys that help our bodies conserve water and prompts us to drink fluids in order to replenish ourselves. However, there is a point to be made that, for example, the elderly person, who is a fragile person in terms of fluid balance, perceives the thirst stimulus to a lesser extent than a young person or adult. Under these conditions, it is crucial to recommend a slightly increased fluid intake while ensuring we do not overexert in this process. We must exercise caution in order to trust that the kidneys are capable of compensating for any excess fluid introduced due to excessive attention. Our kidneys have the amazing ability to eliminate excessive fluids from our bodies. Therefore, it is highly recommended, especially for both children and adults alike, to ensure an abundant intake of fluids during this period.
Some people drink preemptively without feeling thirsty. Is this correct?
Let's assume that from a biological standpoint, it may not be ideal, although overall it is not a significant disadvantage and does not pose any risk. However, when it is influenced by a series of misleading advertising messages or a string of baseless claims, it becomes excessive and leads to the spread of completely arbitrary fake news. Then, we must also take into consideration that when discussing hydration, the focus shouldn't solely be on water. We incorporate fluids into our diet in various ways, such as during breakfast with meals, through vegetables, and with fruits. Therefore, it is rare for someone to experience a severe deficit in water intake unless they find themselves in an unusually critical situation. In this regard, then, we have to distinguish what is the pleasure of drinking, because drinking is a pleasure. In summer, the cool drink; in winter, the hot drink, drinks that are pleasant. Be mindful, however, not to consume excessive amounts of sugary beverages. It's worth considering that sweetened tea, orange soda, and sweetened lemonade contribute significantly to your calorie intake and are difficult to control. If you're not careful, you might find yourself struggling with weight gain. Moreover, excessive sugar consumption can have undesirable effects on your health, which is clearly suboptimal for some individuals. And then we are also faced with the challenge of an advertising message that promotes water as a universal remedy. According to the advertisement, water can miraculously cure ailments like osteoporosis and slow down the aging process. However, this claim seems quite exaggerated. Just imagine if the creator of this commercial, which promotes water by eliminating water itself, were to be awarded the Nobel Prize for their innovative marketing and advertising techniques. However, if we consider this kind of statement, we have to listen to it and really take it with a grain of salt, because it really is a paradox. This example demonstrates the various ways in which our consumption habits, particularly with regards to water, are often influenced. These influences stem from advertising strategies that do not align with the true scientific and clinical messages about our biological needs. While it is important to stay hydrated, we should also be mindful that drinking water should be enjoyed for the pleasure it brings, rather than relying on it as a medicine or a miraculous cure for other ailments.
In summer you sweat more. Does that mean you have to drink more?
This is a statement that can be seen in two ways. The more I drink, the more I sweat, and the more I sweat, the more I need to drink. It depends on which way we want to look at the problem. Considering that the evaporation of water through sweat is a form of body temperature regulation, an abundant intake of fluids allows us to make better use of this type of regulation. Then everyone reckons with their own preferences, and everyone reckons with their habits and the environment where they live.